Let's get more on this unfolding saga. And joining me in the studio now is Planet America host John Barron. John, I don't know if you and Chaz have been taking out the popcorn, perhaps just watching from the sideline, just watching this drama sort of unfold. Listen, we knew that this bromance was testy right from the start. This was a convenient ally, I suppose, alliance, wasn't it? Especially when you have these two big personalities in the rooms. We're seeing barbs now being traded on social media. How ugly is this going to get?
We don't know how ugly it's going to get. We do know, Fauzi, that it has already been spectacular and spiteful. It was, you're right, to suggest this was something of a political marriage of convenience, a case of Elon Musk having previously been more of a left-wing figure, but in that sort of libertarian sort of grey zone, hard to categorise. It was a case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Elon Musk was more concerned with the possible implications of a Joe Biden second term or what the Democrats might do to his businesses. Even though Democrats are traditionally more favourably disposed towards things like electric vehicles, renewable energy, even space exploration, they had done a lot of big deals with Elon Musk's SpaceX. But last year, Elon Musk took the calculation that he was going to put his chips in with Donald Trump. He became the biggest single donor of the 2024 campaign, almost $300 million that he gave to Donald Trump and associated entities. Elon Musk today made it clear that in his view, he got Donald Trump elected because of that money, because of the support that he put in. You can never quantify that, you can never know that, but clearly Elon Musk felt there are things he is now going to get in return. He then went to work for 130 days as the head of DOGE in the Trump administration to cut wasteful spending. The way Elon Musk sees it is, and on the way out the door, Donald Trump is getting ready to sign a massive tax cut and spending bill which will add trillions of dollars to America's deficit, more than undoing the $170 billion that Musk has managed to save from federal spending. So it really makes that entire DOGE process meaningless. And it also has Elon Musk thinking, well, there's not going to be money left over for his big priorities, such as going to Mars. And it could be after today, Trump's going to say, you know what, Elon, see you later.
But that being the case, you know, Musk, as you there alluded to, Trump has said that, well, maybe it's best that we scrap the SpaceX projects. And this would then be a huge, you know, impact on Musk's businesses, of course. But then again, that would also impact America's own space aims and objectives, doesn't it?
Right now, resupplying the International Space Station is largely contingent on Elon Musk's Dragon rockets. So this has an immediate practical impact, there's no doubt. And there is an inconsistency in Elon Musk's critique, because Elon Musk, yes, he's concerned about the amount of spending in the Republican bill that Trump wants to sign if and when it passes the Senate. But at the same time, Elon Musk is really unhappy that government subsidies for electric vehicles, which have seen sales of Tesla be very solid in the United States for the last 5 years, that they're being stripped away by this bill. They're not being continued. So Elon Musk is against spending unless it is on him. So there's hypocrisy here. But of course, on Donald Trump's part, he's now suggesting that Elon Musk has gone crazy. And as we saw, Elon Musk is now suggesting that Donald Trump, I mean, he effectively is saying, by saying that he is in those Epstein files, Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex trafficker and pedophile, that Donald Trump is in those files, and the way that he framed it, it wasn't just, oh, there's a passing reference, he was at a party at Mar-a-Lago, the two went on a plane or two. He's suggesting criminality. He's also saying that Trump should be impeached and replaced by Vice President J.D. Vance. This is going nuclear. The question is, once cooler heads prevail, if they possibly do they step back from the brink, or is this open warfare? If it's open warfare, Fauzia, this could be massively damaging to the Republican Party, whose loyalties will now be torn between Donald Trump, who has become their dominant political figure of the last decade, and Elon Musk, who is their dominant donor and potentially represents this new strain of republicanism that Donald Trump helped to usher in, but Elon Musk taps in as much to the old sort of anti-tax Tea Party movement of the 2010s as he does to Trumpism. And Elon Musk is now talking about starting a new political party. So this could snowball quite dramatically with political as well as economic implications.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you about that. You know, we usually see it's the Republicans versus the Democrats in US elections. What is the possibility of a third party coming in? And also, what impact is this going to have on the midterms next year?
Well, the big question with the midterms is, are Republicans now going to get cold feet? Because this big tax bill that they want to pass, which also involves things that Donald Trump promised last year, like no taxes on tips or overtime, they're very popular with working class Americans. But this bill also potentially will see 10 million Americans lose their health insurance coverage under the Medicaid program, which is for the poorest Americans and for those with disabilities who are unable to work. Now, a lot of those, there are 70 million Medicaid recipients in the United States. Donald Trump has appealed to that white working class base that used to be the Democratic Party. But those people, a lot of them are on Medicaid. That have now become Trump Republicans. So Donald Trump and those in the Republican Party that have followed Donald Trump into this new populist blue-collar brand of conservatism run the risk of losing those voters. So we could see a massive repudiation of the Republican Party in next November's midterm elections. Elon Musk is already saying anybody who on the Republican side who votes for this bill, which is going to increase the deficit by about $5 trillion over 10 years, anyone who votes for this, I am going to pay for a primary challenger to them next year to try and knock them off. Now, Donald Trump is supporting all these people. They're voting for this bill because they want Trump support. So every primary next year for 435 House seats that Republicans will contest will be a Elon Musk versus Donald Trump contest. As John Lyons suggested, this could well be mutually assured destruction.
So it's personality versus wealth as well, to see where that goes. You know, in the last 5 months that Trump has been in office, the Democrats have been relatively quiet, really. How are they seizing on this opportunity? Do they see this as an opportunity, this spat?
In a sense, this is one of those occasions where if your rival is digging themselves into a hole, just stand back and let them keep digging. Democrats have no power. Democrats will not vote for this Trump bill. Republicans will pass it using a simple majority technique called the reconciliation process, the same process that Joe Biden and Democrats used to pass major legislation 4 years ago. Republicans will use the same parliamentary trick to do that with this bill. So Democrats are just standing back, saying you're going to cost a lot of people their healthcare, you're going to cost a lot of people their lives, but there's nothing that they can do about it. So they just allow the Republicans to squabble amongst themselves. So in a sense, as of today, Fausia, we are seeing some of these same deep divisions that existed before Donald Trump came along in that period under Barack Obama when the Tea Party movement became this quite extremist, anti-tax, anti-government movement. To an extent, it morphed into Trumpism, but it was there before, and now Elon Musk is possibly cleaving it off, because at the end of the day, Donald Trump is a populist, not a conservative, and he doesn't mind spending. He's not a deficit hawk. Both sides, in reality, don't mind spending as long as it's on their priorities. Both sides have been doing this for years. America has got a debt problem. It is not sustainable at current levels. The question is, what do you do about it? Do you cut taxes under this mythical idea back to Reaganism that if you make the rich people richer, it'll trickle down to everybody else? Or do you say, well, we need to shrink the size of government, we can keep taxes low, but we need to moderate our spending, stop the growth in things like Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. So this is a debate that has been around for a long, long time, but we haven't had the world's most powerful man and the world's richest man in direct conflict over a whole lot of ideological turf.
Yeah, and personality.
Of course.
And egos, of course.
Yeah.
John, I'm going to keep my popcorn warm then on the side here. John Barron from Planet America, thank you.
Thanks, Fauzi.